What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video and another part of What If Naruto Was a God. In the last part, we discussed Naruto's backstory, which included him initially being the king of all gods, Naruto, who was a little bit feared amongst the gods. And then he decided, out of boredom, that he was going to reincarnate into a human, with three specific gods being somewhat sealed inside of him to guide him through his mortal life. First one, god of destruction, Miyashida. The second one was the god of creation, Katsudate. And the third one was the sage god, Minatsudo. Those three were amongst the three strongest gods in the entire universe, and were some of Naruto's most loyal servants, and were with him all the time, and would stand to his side no matter what happened. So, then Naruto got reincarnated into a human. However, he was not on Earth. He was on Mars. As funny as it might sound. After intense training for 4 years straight, he finally went to Earth, where he was not accustomed to Earth's traditions, as you might call it, and seemed very alien, even though he was a human like everybody else. And we left off after Naruto met the Hokage and his wife, Minato Namikaze and Kushina Uzumaki. Naruto was still sitting on the floor with his knees tucked in, looking up at Kushina with tears in his eyes. "It'll be okay, Naruto," Kushina said. Okay," Naruto said. "You know you're a huge baby, right?" a voice said from behind Minato. "Cut it out," another voice said. "Wait, what?" As two figures could be seen standing beside Minato now. One was a girl who looked to be a little younger than Naruto. Her name was Karui. And then beside her was standing what seemed to be her older brother, who was around Naruto's age. His name was Hashimori, who was quite the prodigy for his age. He was quite skilled in taijutsu, as well as ninjutsu, and was pretty good at seals, which he got from his mother, for she was a seal master, especially in the Uzumaki seals, because she was the only person that still had the Uzumaki bloodline that was not yet a child. So she transferred all of her knowledge into this boy, Hashimori. He got his name from the first Hokage, Hashirama, which, that's of course from the first part. And the second part, Minato just wanted to add on, because why not? Naruto looked at the two children that were around his age, and he looked confused. "Wait, why do you have red hair?" That's how I look, jerk," the girl said. That's weird." And Kushina said, "Come on, you guys. Let's go get some lunch." As it was pretty much 1 o'clock sharp, and the Hokage and his wife, along with their kids, were about to get some lunch when Naruto, along with the two Jonin, came into the Hokage office. But, Lord Hokage, what do we do with him? For now, he can eat lunch with us, I guess, Minato said. Okay, Naruto responded. So, what would you guys like to eat? As immediately, Kushina shot up and said ramen. Of course, what was that kind of question? Of course it's gonna be ramen. Well, next time, if you don't want to eat ramen, don't ask, Kushina yelled out. As Naruto smiled. For the first time in a very long time. He's not usually a person that smiles a lot, since he hasn't really had any interactions with people. So, his humor is non-existent. And he doesn't really understand the concept of a joke. I have a question, Naruto said. What is it, my child? What's ramen? As Kushina looked at Naruto, very surprised, as ramen was her favorite food and basically the only thing that she ate every single day. That's it, I'm taking you to eat ramen right now. Eat ramen? So, is it a food? Yeah, it's a food. It's really yummy. Oh, okay. As they all sat down to go to Ichiraku's ramen. And as the 5 people sat down, who were Karui, the young girl, along with Hashimori, the older brother, Minato, fourth Hokage, Kushina, his wife, and of course Naruto, our main character, sat down to eat some ramen. And it was Naruto's first time eating ramen. As when Tucci, the person serving the food, gave all of them their plates, everybody started digging in. Except for Naruto. Naruto, what are you waiting for? I have a question. When I eat something, where does all the food go? As Minato suddenly stopped eating. What? When I eat, where does the food go? What do you mean by that? Is that not something I should have asked? Well, I just don't understand the question. When I take nutrition into my body, what happens? Why should I do that? 'Cause aren't you hungry? No. Why would I be hungry? So now everybody's staring at Naruto. Lord Hokage, who is this child? It's a person we found outside of the gates. He looked like he was alone, so we just invited him for some lunch. Naruto, say, when was the last time that you ate food? Well, I've never tried it before. As everybody falls off their chair. Naruto, say that again? Um, I've never tried it before. Naruto, what do you mean? You must be lying, right? Um, no? Is that bad? Please tell me I can still stay. Um, well, you can stay, but how have you never eaten before? You must be starving. Wait, but how did you even survive? There's no way you could have survived until. Wait, how old are you? As a voice in Naruto's head tells him that he's almost 8. I'm almost 8, Naruto said. Almost 8? But. So you're really not kidding? You've never eaten before? No, why would I lie? Okay, so. You know what? Don't worry about where the food goes, as Minato was thinking of what happens after you eat. Just eat it without thinking about it, okay? As now Kushina understood what Minato meant. Anyways, let's change the topic then. Okay. So Naruto, where are you from exactly? As Naruto stood up from his chair and pointed to the northeast, about a 45-degree angle up, pointing at the sky. I live there. But that's the sky, Naruto. You can't live on the sky. You can't live in the sky. You have to live on the ground, Minato said. But there is ground there. What do you mean there's ground? There can't just be floating ground. I lived on Mars. But you can't breathe on Mars. Okay. Naruto was now looking very sad again, with tears starting to form in his eyeballs. Naruto, don't cry. Why? Naruto asked. There's no reason to cry. Why? Why what? Why do you keep asking? We just wanna know. Okay. As again, Naruto's tears suddenly disappeared. As Minato and Kushina were getting a little bit suspicious of Naruto. He claims he's never eaten before, they don't know where he's from, and he seems to be alone and can't tell them where he's been or where he's from. Naruto. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. Yes? Wait, before you tell me. Yes, Naruto? What's your name? I never understood your name, and I want to know the Hokage's name. How you don't know my name? As Minato thinks back to him being known across the entire world as the yellow flash of the leaf, the fourth Hokage of Konoha. He's been called many names, but everybody knows him. Across all hidden villages, even the ones which don't have shinobi in them. My name is Minato. Minato? Minato? Minatsudo? No, Minato. Minatsudo? No, Minato. Minatsudo. Naruto is thinking of the sage god which is inside of him, who is called Minatsudo, and he thought their names sounded very similar. I know someone called Minatsudo, and you're Minato. Are you related to him? I no, not that I know of. Okay. 'Cause he is a really strong fighter as well. Is that so? Well, where does he live? As Naruto took his shirt off and was now pointing at his belly. Rather, didn't take his shirt off. He just lifted it up a little bit. What? Naruto, I asked where he lived. Yeah, he lives inside of my tummy. Wait a minute. As Minato is now thinking of a tailed beast's curse that is often placed on the stomach. Naruto? Yes? What does he look like by any chance? Well, I've never seen his face before. It's too bright for me to look at. It always makes me close my eyes because it's way too bright. It's like as if you're looking into the sun. I see. Minato is now thinking of the tailed beasts, which he doesn't know all of their appearances, but he thinks to himself, the prey doesn't match the description of a tailed beast, but I should still be careful with this kid. What if he's a Jinchuriki of a tailed beast that's unidentifiable? Maybe I shouldn't give him to the adoption center. Naruto say, do you want to be a shinobi? As Kushina was very surprised at that question. Minato, you can't. Wait, Kushina. A shinobi? So you mean like a real ninja? Yes, Naruto. Well, of course I want to be a shinobi. I'm gonna be the greatest shinobi ever and surpass you. Okay. I guess that's it then. Minato then stepped back and stood up from his chair. Naruto, how would you like it if temporarily you could live with us? I don't know. Wait, what? But you don't have a home right now, do you? No. But I've never needed one before. Oh, I see. Well, you can think about it. There's no need to rush. Okay. Minato? Yes, Naruto? Could I have a house by myself? But you're only 8, Naruto. What would it take for me to get a house? As Minato is thinking of something that he knows won't come true. Okay, I have a test for you. If you pass, I'll give you an apartment that you'll have by yourself and you can live there all alone. Okay? Okay. As Minato called for Kakashi, as he was gonna tell Kakashi to do the bell test. But Minato-sensei, this is only a kid. He's not even in the academy yet. Why would you want me to do a bell test on him? I'll tell you afterwards. So, Naruto, are you ready? As they all walked to an empty field after having finished eating. This is gonna end quickly, Kushina said. What are we even doing here? This is a waste of time, Hashimori said. I want to get my house. As Kakashi looked surprised at Naruto. House? What kind of bet did Minato-sensei make with him? Are you ready? Yeah. Bring it on, kid. As before Kakashi could react, suddenly he was knocked out. Does that make me the winner? Naruto turned around and asked Minato. What? Does that make me the winner? I asked. Sure. Sure, you can have your house. But in the inside, Minato was terrified. How the hell did this little brat just knock out Minato's best student? Kakashi of the Sharingan, the copy ninja, arguably one of Konoha's strongest shinobi at the current time, was just knocked out by an 8-year-old in less than a second. Whatever Naruto did, Minato couldn't even see it. All he saw was a blur around Naruto. His vision wasn't clear anymore, and before he could do anything about it, Kakashi suddenly fell to the ground. Okay. Kushina, could you bring Kakashi to the hospital? Actually, I'll do it myself, never mind. As Minato took one of his flying Raijin markers in his hand, along with Kakashi, and suddenly teleported away. Naruto? Yes, Kushina? What did you do to him? Oh, well, I was preparing to fight, and he was knocked out. I was gonna prepare one of my attacks, but he just fainted before. Is he gonna be okay? Yeah. He's gonna be okay. But have you had training before this? Yeah, I have training. Oh, really? For how long? For 4 years. 4 years? But that means you started when you were 4. Yeah, that's exactly right. On my 4th birthday, I started to train to become a shinobi. Okay. As Kurama, who was inside of Kushina, was trembling in his tracks. This brat is... As Kurama failed to take breaths, he's stronger than even the 4th Hokage at his young age. Could he be the one? Could he be the child of prophecy that father talked about all those years ago? Could he be the one that unites all tailed beasts? Hopefully. As we cut back 8 years to the night of the Nine-Tails attack. As I know that one of you guys commented, how did Kushina and Minato survive? So, that's what I'm gonna explain. This was one night before Naruto made his final decision to reincarnate into a mortal. And so, knowing that the fourth Hokage would die in this event, since he can look into the future just a little bit, he decided to temporarily freeze Kurama so he couldn't get his claw down, giving Minato enough time to use a seal. However, knowing that Minato would use the Reaper Death Seal, Naruto made a deal with the Grim Reaper. What that deal is, you might be asking? You will find out in a different part. That's gonna be it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe, join the Discord, and see ya.